Welcome aboard.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Let's do it. Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
Yeah, I got to hear it.
I like bringing to the air what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
So we were just laughing at Voss's expense. I guess Glenn Beck played a clip from our radio show yesterday.
Yeah.
But you got to be a subscriber. It's hard to get clips from the Glenn Beck radio show.
Yeah, he's all internet now, right?
It's all internet, and you got to pay for that shit, man.
Pay me.
But I guess he played a clip of Voss discussing Obamacare on our show.
Yeah.
I remember we were both in complete disagreement with Voss on this one.
It was pretty hilarious.
And I haven't heard the clip. You were telling me that...
I haven't either, yeah.
You were telling me that Glenn Beck was calling Voss a moron?
A moron and an idiot. This is just from people that I read. There was a fuckload of tweets yesterday about it, and people were kind of quoting what Beck was saying. And
that makes me very happy.
Hilarious. Just calling Voss a dope, an idiot.
I guess Stunt Brain is sleeping in because he works for that Glenn Beck thing.
Yeah.
And he was the one that brought it to my attention yesterday afternoon.
Stunty.
And I want to play the clip.
Oh, we'll have it later. Stunt Brain is.
So he got a hold of you.
Doing something.
Oh, he didn't get a hold of you. He did get a hold of you, but we're not allowed to tell the people he got a hold of you. I got it. All right. All right, we'll have it in a little bit. That's great. Thank you, Stunt Brain. Thank you. Huh?
Or not.
Oh, or no.
Or not. We're going to try to get in touch with
You got to make believe Stunt Brain's not sending
the organization.
To us, I guess. I guess that's a no-no in the organization over there, so we don't know how we're getting the clip. We have no idea. But we're going to have it. Thank you, Stunt Brain. Well, wouldn't it be good for Glenn Beck if we play a clip over here?
I would think it would.
And then they go over there, and then they subscribe and listen to a little more of Glenn Beck?
Yeah.
I think we make him money today. What the fuck? Where's our cut?
Correctamundo. Oh man, I tell you, I was engaged in another.
You got
Twitter,
engaged. Congratulations!
No, thank Jesus Christ! Oh, that scared me. I thought I did, and I didn't know.
I've never heard the word engaged before.
I was engaged in a.
Unless it's you're on a knee and shit.
Engaged
on a beach or at a restaurant or at a sporting event.
I know. I didn't know in England until I saw Shaun of the Dead that engaged also means the line's busy on the phone.
Really?
I was engaged.
That's just stupid.
It's engaged. Yeah, he gets all mad because the phone's busy, and he goes, "It's engaged."
They almost talk like us.
It's fucking weird.
They almost talk like us, and then they have dumb things.
It's like, speak English over there, you fucks.
Why would you say engaged? That's too... well, they're all about being proper.
Yes.
That proper shit is horrible.
It's engaged.
British Open, though.
Oh, yeah?
You going to watch the British Open?
No.
They're talking about the grass over there, man.
They love their grass.
It's all about the grass.
The peat.
And the rough.
Ah, the peat.
The peat. They said they're going to be talking about the British Open rough ad nauseum. There it is again. Yes, I got it in already.
Yes.
Although I don't think I said ad nauseum yesterday, which broke my streak, and I'm really bummed about that. But they're saying you're going to hear the word juicy a lot.
Why?
People are having a problem with the rough and the grass at the British Open.
Why juicy?
It starts Thursday.
Oh, because is the rough juicy?
I guess they had an early spring or something, so there's like 6 inches of other like newer grass underneath the tough rough, and so it's spongy and it's supposedly going to be a nightmare.
It's a whole alien world over there.
It really is, because
so strange.
And I didn't forget. This is just a tangent. Yeah. We're going to jump back on the road in a second. And then they're playing this. It's a major. You know, golf only has 4 majors a year, and one's the British Open. They're playing it in just shitty weather because it's just shitty over there.
I don't know how they do that when you see them playing in like high winds and fucking rain and shit. How are they doing this?
It's going to be 90-something today, right?
Optimum conditions. I'm fucking shanking it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be
terrible.
I think it's going to be around 90 in New York today. They're talking mid-50s, that misty, horrible rain that just
feeling you
that
get.
Fucking makes you want to kill somebody.
Because we golf for fun, like when people, like normal people, just go golfing, it's for fun.
Right.
So you don't want to do it in weather that sucks. If it's your job, you got to go out there and do it. But like, oh, I want to have some fun and go golfing. The weather stinks. It's cold. It's fucking...
Basically what you're saying, if we see any rain in the forecast, like, we'll go do something else.
Fuck it.
But these idiots over there, we're not just talking about the British Open. I get where you're going.
Yeah.
Regular golfers over there, they just play in the rain.
They have
because
to.
that's all they have over there. Shitty weather.
Terrible.
Hi to the fans over there, by the way. We have quite the audience across the pond. Anyway, you were saying. I'm sorry, Ant.
Oh, I forgot.
No,
I was
engaged.
Yes,
Twitter.
I had engaged in a little battle online, which usually happens, over this new information about George Zimmerman in the Trayvon Martin case. It seems if you read the papers or any of these online things, you would think George Zimmerman has raped a 6-year-old girl. That's pretty much what I got from it, because as I read, they really didn't have his age.
So
when this happened.
They're talking about something that happened to a 6-year-old.
His cousin.
Yes,
right.
His 6-year-old cousin.
Right. But how they report it,
right.
They don't tell you that he might have been young at the time as well.
Well, here's how they report it. They say she was 6 at the time.
Yeah.
And then later on in the story, they say what her age now might be.
Wow.
And then I guess you're supposed to do the math and figure out how old Zimmerman is, which they never said in the article, and then subtract that. Like, they didn't say she was 6, he was 8 at the time when it started. Now,
they're so hateable.
Regardless.
They're so hateable what they do.
I don't know what happened. She's claiming that for 10 years, from the time she was 6 to 16, George Zimmerman would fondle her and things under the covers in bed and touch her and things like that. And it continued for 10 years, and she says now, she's coming out of the woodwork now to say it was some type of molestation. I don't know. I don't know what her agenda is. I don't know. I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm not saying she's right. Could just be goofy kids touching each other. Hey, we all told stories about when we were kids. I remember being in kindergarten and showing a girl my hiney, and I saw her hiney in the shed, in the backyard shed.
It's called just checking out shit.
Yeah.
When you're really young, you don't even know what molestation is yet.
Now, if it continues for 10 years, now you're talking, she's 15, he's 17. There's no problem with that. 18, 16, still, there's no fucking problem with that. And then it just stopped, I guess.
Why did she come out with this?
I don't know.
She decided it hurt her?
She's witness number 9.
Because she said that this was the first time she's not been afraid of him.
Not been afraid of him.
Because now he's in jail.
Yeah, well, he's out on bail.
Well,
but I don't know. It does seem like the timing is very convenient, and this again has nothing to do with the actual case. It's more of this shit that we do these days, like you're seeing in the election and everything else, where other shit is there to just totally fuck up what is actually supposed to be dealt with.
Right. And what really matters.
And what matters.
Do we have a clip of the media just reporting the story and not giving his age at the time? I would love to hear one of those.
I didn't hear any broadcast reports on it. I did read a lot of print
And
shit.
even in the print, they're not really saying his
Even
age?
in the print.
That's crazy.
It was the whole thing of how you had to add and subtract stuff to figure out how old he was at the time.
Wow.
She also said that he said stuff about black people that wasn't nice. It's amazing how they're printing that nonsense. That which may be true. I don't know if it is or not.
I was like, hey, so on Twitter last night, of course, I just get fucking bombarded with people that obviously, so many people don't even know anything about the law.
Did you
which
start
is fine,
this?
but
Did
don't
you start it, though?
No.
You just reported the Zimmerman thing?
I just reported it.
And then they came after you?
And they came after me. They always do.
Those motherfuckers.
Motherfucker.
Let's read Ant's tweet that started the whole thing.
Then they.
And why are you shaking your head?
I'm just reading the first article that pops up when you type in George Zimmerman into Google.
Yeah.
It's from the Boston Herald, and just like Anthony says, Zimmerman's cousin, who said Zimmerman molested her for 10 years, beginning when she was 6 years old. Period. The entire first page of this article doesn't mention how old he was.
And no one's going to keep reading. If you don't read something in the first paragraph, that's what everyone's going to say. He's a child molester, did you see?
That's horrible.
They're pigs.
Because
they are pigs.
Age absolutely matters in this
totally
case.
matters. Jesus
Huge
Christ.
difference.
It absolutely matters.
Like I said, if you read it the way it is in the press, you would think last week he fucked a 6-year-old.
Wow.
Oh, Uncle George.
An 8-year-old and a 6-year-old. That's
fucking around. It's you could.
Here it is, finally. This halfway down the second page. Experts said children who act out sexually with other kids have been exposed to domestic violence and pornography. Children as young as 8 the age the witness said Zimmerman was when he first touched her inappropriately. It's an afterthought into something else that they're talking about.
It's not even the facts of the story. No. It's there as a fucking aside.
And they did research. What did Ron Valeri tell us at the time? This goes way back, and I never forgot it. But he said basically people only read the first the first 2 paragraphs of every story.
Maybe.
I forgot exactly what he said, but it was either the first paragraph or the first 2.
Yeah.
And studies show after that, you pretty much know everything you need to know, and you never read further. In general.
The first thing I learned in
and
journalism
these guys know
class
that.
was who, what, when, where, why in the first 2 paragraphs.
There you go.
So it might be the first 2 paragraphs. So research has shown that people never go past that. So if you want to kind of skew the facts a little bit, you leave the age out of the first 2 paragraphs, and you're almost guaranteed that most people will never read far enough to see how old he actually was.
Who's the reporter?
It's a bunch of them. I read the Reuters story was the same thing. It's just they're terrible.
I would love to ask a reporter on the
Why
the
wouldn't
air.
you put that
Hey, we
in?
want to talk to you about the George Zimmerman story. So they'll get on the phone to talk about it.
Even look at the headline. Witness accuses George Zimmerman of sexually molesting her. Now that... And then they got a picture of George Zimmerman now instead of a little kid picture of him. I mean, it just
that's
it
horrible.
Reeks of trying to put something across.
And it's the Boston Herald. That's a big paper. It's not some like shitty blog or something.
Yeah. The author of this story is Francis Robles.
All right,
from McClatchy newspapers.
So how about we get him on the phone?
Francis.
Let's get him on the phone and ask him why.
I'll send a link to the Sex Man.
Yeah, let's try to get him on the phone.
What was going on now? Yes, I'm trying to educate people because people are very stupid. I don't expect people to be lawyers or savvy with the laws, stand your ground law in Florida. I don't expect it. But then don't argue with people that do know the fucking law like you know it. There are people saying, well, wasn't Trayvon, can he say that he was standing his ground because he felt threatened that he was being followed? Mm-hmm. No. You can't fucking use deadly physical force on someone because they're following you, you dummy. You can use deadly physical force if someone's pounding your head into the pavement, and you have the idea that you are going to die. Then you can. Then you're allowed.
So what started this whole thing, Ant?
That story. I had to fucking.
So, all right. Someone tweeted more Trayvon news, right? And then there's the link to the story you're talking about.
And I said, holy witch hunt. If true, he was 8 years old. Not no relevance to the case.
Which is more than fair.
And then people had to tell me, well, he wasn't 8 during the whole thing. I'm like, I think I understand how years and birthdays work.
Well, neither was she.
No, exactly.
Yeah, just do the math. 8 and 6, 9 and 7, 10 and 8, 11 and 9. They're pretty much the same age.
Pretty much. It falls into that thing of diddling when you're a kid. You fuck around. You do things. And I said, if this is the case, because somebody said, well, it shows there's a character issue here. And I go, all right, then how about we take all of Trayvon's tweets that were out there about his wannabe thug gangsta drug dealing and fucking, use that as a character frame of reference. You're racist. And then everyone wants to call me a racist because I point this shit out. I point out the shit that shouldn't be fucking even talked about. Blow me.
It's more than fair what you did yesterday. It really is.
I think. It was a great, and then
it's horrible they're not mentioning how old he was.
And then some people go, "Hey Anthony, why do you bother doing this? Why not just relax?" And I'm like, "Okay, I had to tweet a picture of me where I was when I was tweeting all this. I was poolside.
All right.
And then in between tweets, I would take a dip. I'd swim around, I'd get out, and then I'd tweet more. Right. So I'm okay. I'm not sitting there raving in front of a computer in a dark room, very angry. Well, I am angry, but yeah. So this whole story is more smoke and mirrors by mainstream media. Just this witch hunt that's going on. When the fact of the matter is, here's the basic facts. The guy was on Neighborhood Watch. He sees somebody that he deems worthy of looking into a little further, because that's what he did. He was a Neighborhood Watch guy. When you're a Neighborhood Watch guy, you see someone walking through the neighborhood that isn't familiar, you might want to inquire. or at least watch what they're doing. That's what they do. Without the end result of Trayvon being shot, everything's fine, right? Everything's fine up to that point. He's watching the neighborhood. Well, then, apparently, from what the witnesses say and from the beatings on each of the people, he was attacked. When he was attacked and felt that his life was being threatened, which some of his wounds definitely show, he pulled a gun out right before he shot Trayvon. He didn't brandish it. He didn't pull it out on Trayvon, and then Trayvon tried to attack him because he felt threatened with the guy with the gun. He pulled it out at the last minute, shot him from inches away, where he then died.
That's one version of the story.
This falls, yeah.
That's one version.
This falls into stand your ground.
Others would say differently.
Others would say, but what could they fucking say where the evidence shows differently? By witness testimony, wounds, where the bullet hit him, the flash, the powder burns on Trayvon's clothing. It shows that the gun was used from inches away.
So a lot of these people aren't educating themselves and reading all this stuff.
And the law gives George Zimmerman the opportunity to defend himself in that situation. And this is the stuff that will come out in the trial. And if what I just put forth comes out in the trial and that's what happened, George Zimmerman will be acquitted. He will be acquitted.
Whoa!
And so far, this is what the evidence shows.
Right.
The evidence does not show that George Zimmerman was an instigator. It doesn't show that he attacked Trayvon. It shows that he was doing his job as a neighborhood watch guard of his neighborhood. And a lot of people also taking into consideration this 911 operator saying, don't follow him. He never said that. George Zimmerman said, I'm going to follow him. The 911 operator said, we don't need you to do that. And the 911 operator has no authority whatsoever in telling anybody what they can or can't do. They could give opinion. They could give suggestions. But they don't have any legal right. And you don't have any legal obligation to follow their orders. You're the best person in that situation to dictate what you should or shouldn't do. And people are confusing that with an authority figure telling him not to follow Trayvon. No. Again, he's a neighborhood watch guy. And at that moment, testimony from him and witnesses say he was walking then back to his truck when Trayvon decided to confront George Zimmerman.
Well, don't you have it all figured out?
I certainly have read a fuckload about this. I didn't just read news stories either. I pawed through police reports, witness testimony that was given to the police.
This is like the O.J. case where if you said to almost, this is split very much down racial lines. Not 100%. I think more white people think that he's guilty than black people think he isn't. But if you talk to any black person, they're going to see it different. I'm not saying that that's right or wrong.
Very racially
it's a racially divided case.
You're absolutely right.
Kind of have these from time to time, right?
Yeah, we certainly are, but I don't know why we can't just look at the fucking facts of a case and not throw all that pure emotion in. I know people want to, but you can't when you're, especially if you're trying to argue a point in a public forum, you just come off sounding stupid.
You got 140 characters to make a point.
It's very difficult.
I find I have to block people sometimes because I know it's going to be a long night. If I start trying to make little arguments, and then I just can't do it. Like with Tosh or whatever. I'm like, I can't do it on Twitter.
Well, I mean, the point today, though, is how they're not reporting how old he was. That's crazy.
And they're the same fucking media that edited his fucking call.
Yeah, his
even
call.
Even if Zimmerman's guilty and he's a piece of shit, you can't edit the call to make it look like he said what he didn't say.
Yeah.
And amazing how that went away.
But it just shows you why it went away, because the media knows they do this all the time.
They all do it.
It's not just with this story.
Yep.
They adjust the facts all the time in a way where they could get away with it. Yeah, because technically, if you think about it, they did say how old he was, Technically, they did. On page 2, all the way down.
Dig through and use a calculator.
But man, that headline is really important.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And they chose at that point, not to put the age anywhere near the headline or the first couple of paragraphs.
So the Boston Herald reprints the Miami Herald story. They're all owned by the same company.
family, right?
The Boston Herald, however, did some choice editing to the first paragraph.
Oh.
Because I just read the original Miami Herald story.
Wow.
And is the Miami Herald
The Miami Herald story is the one that I've highlighted.
Is that the original though?
That is
Or
the original
or did
story.
Miami Herald
No, that's
come
the
up with
original
it?
story.
Wow, what
the
pigs.
guy who wrote this article works for the Miami Herald.
And what he wrote was, despite a last-minute rush to the courthouse by the defense to keep a witness's damaging story out of public view, on Monday prosecutors released a recorded statement from George Zimmerman's cousin, who said he molested her for 10 years when they were both children, beginning when she was 6 years old. Here's the Boston Herald. Despite a last-minute rush to the courthouse by the defense to keep a witness's damaging story out of public view, prosecutors on Monday released a recorded statement from George Zimmerman's cousin, who said Zimmerman molested her for 10 years, beginning when she was 6 years old. Those motherfuckers edited out the fact that they were both kids.
It says when they were both children. That line, when they were both children, was eliminated from the article.
How is that for space?
Holy shit. Yeah, for space.
Wow.
5 words.
What fucking pigs
That
work
is
in that industry?
Completely trying to alter the gist of the story to make him look worse. When they were both children was in the first paragraph of the Miami Herald story. Boston Herald took it completely out. So it just reads, molested her for 10 years beginning when she was 6, not knowing what 10 years. The last 10 years?
Maybe when they were both children. We don't know.
Oh, my
Because
God.
they edited it out.
Unbelievable.
So you can't even take issue with the author
Unbelievable.
here. It's the editors at the Boston Herald.
Wow.
When they were both children, beginning when she was 6. When they were both children makes a huge difference.
Of course it does. Yes.
Between a typical thing when you're kids and a predator.
Right.
The fucking editor at the Boston, what a fucking pig. Wow.
Unfucking believable.
Even if Zimmerman's
totally
guilty
believable.
and a complete piece of shit.
Right.
What? I can't see. And they never have to explain themselves.
No, they never have to explain themselves. Never have to fucking say why they did that. It's astounding what these fuckers get away with while they're doing nothing but shitting on other people for not being perfect and being pricks and fucking everything. That's their job. Yet they are the most despicable fuckwads because they're twisting the truth around and people lap it up. They lap it up.
Wow, that makes me so angry.
When I saw this last night, I was livid.
And it doesn't make me angry for Zimmerman, because I don't care about him either way.
No, you're right.
But these are the same guys that target this, and they're the same people. That's the media.
People
That's
should
who
be
they
very
are.
pissed at this, regardless of Zimmerman, because this is the shit they're force-feeding you. And unless you do a little research on your own, you'll never know this.
Good catch, Travis. That's good.
Wow, that's fucking classic.
I would have found it if he didn't.
Of course.
They didn't have room for those 5 words. That's all.
5 words in a 3-page story.
What's 5 words if there's a lot of words in a story? You got to, make room. They chose those 5 words.
Wow.
Edit out.
Wow.
It's no wow. Seriously? You can't be surprised.
But it's amazing when you catch them this blatantly.
I just hope we could educate more people that this shit goes on. That's all.
Well, I try.
You can't be surprised. This shit goes on all the fucking
and
time.
I'm called despicable, horrible things when I try to.
Well, it might be the way you tell people, though.
Well, maybe it is.
Let's go to your Twitter. Let's see.
Maybe it is.
Were you keeping it highbrow?
Were you
keeping it highbrow?
Sometimes I got to.
Let's see what
Sometimes
happened.
I got to put a few jokes in. But,
Were you keeping it
for the most
highbrow?
part, I don't think so.
No. Where did it start?
Oh, man, I went for
my God.
quite a while last night.
You had a busy night, huh?
I did indeed. That was early evening, actually. I was by the Puel, and it was very nice out. I was tweeting. What have we got here? Well. There's just, it's Anthony Cumia on Twitter if you want to read it. But Zimmerman was told. Oh, yeah. And here's one. Hold on. Stop
Wait,
right there.
you're still scrolling?
It says,
how many tweets about this?
Oh, there's fuckload.
You need a blog, I think.
Fuckload.
I
You
did
need a
enjoy-
blog at this point, Ant.
I did enjoy how you took time out to just make a quick Seinfeld reference, and then you went back.
I had to. It's a Ziggy.
What's that exact line? I'm sorry, Trout. What's the exact line they took out when they were both children?
You got it. Yes, when they were both children.
Yeah.
There's one here, and this just goes to show you what I got to deal with some of these people. It says Zimmerman was told to stop following. It's an open and shut case. That's the only detail that matters.
That was from Jim Norton's Twitter.
And I read that and go, don't you know that? No, that isn't the only detail that matters.
Wow.
And then someone said it's. I said, they didn't say his age, and somebody said it's stated in the article. Try and read, stupid. And I said, no, it doesn't have it. It's not stated in the article. People won't just do the math to figure out how old he was. Sexually molesting her at age 8 to, he was 8. So mention that in the article. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of what these tweets were about. But people just didn't want to acknowledge that the press was fucking this up. They take their hatred of George Zimmerman and the situation and the racial thing, and instead of saying, wow, yeah, the media fucked this one up, they just say, no. But meanwhile, it's done all the time with stories that you probably want the facts of out.
Well, that's an important detail that you can't leave
Very
out
important detail
of that story.
Dude, they don't get caught. They don't get caught this blatantly usually. They like with Zimmerman. I guess 'cause everyone's looking at it, and now we have Google where you can compare stuff. But the fact that they fucking got caught editing, that scumbag from NBC got caught editing, and hadn't he murdered him for it, they finally came out and fired the guy.
Yeah.
Of course they didn't name him. Of course they didn't name him because he's one of their own.
The NBC News organization is
Pretty good, right?
One of the, oh yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah,
They have great programs.
pretty good. NBC News, horrible. Their journalistic integrity, non-existent. They are scumbags.
And I literally could care less about Zimmerman. It's just my hatred of the media.
Yep.
They're fucking... It's like I would love to sit reporters down and go, is this what you got into it for? To be a tabloid scumbag like you are? Like, is this what you went to journalism school for?
Story's not good enough, so let me just tweak it a little.
You're not supposed to create the story.
No.
You're supposed to report it, not create it.
Accurately. Oh, my God.
And again, we've said it a million times, I know Fox is biased, but stop pretending they're the only ones. It drives me fucking nuts.
Yeah, when they
I've never argued when someone said Fox is conservative. Yep.
Yeah, they are.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
But then they're like, yeah, what, faux news? You mean faux news? Really? Like that? Like when they report somebody fucking molesting a 6-year-old and don't report their age? Fuckers.
They really are fucking...
despicable. And I'm sure people have plenty of things to say about my whole wrap-up of the Zimmerman Trayvon thing there.
No, it's too early.
Loaded with facts, I'm sure.
They'll go at the replay later when they're awake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that's bad, though.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's how it was reported. I just...
Yep.
Honestly, the little I knew about that, I just assumed he was older. I did.
Yeah, see?
Because they didn't just tell you. They didn't come out and just tell you.
And when they put it on there, did you hear her talking? They have tapes of her talking, going, yes, I was 6, and what he would do was put his hand under the blanket and touch. And it sounds like him now.
Maybe they edited her, too.
Maybe they
She may
edited,
have started off saying he was 8 and...
I was 6, yeah. And
That's
they just
a big fucking difference.
It's a huge difference in the story. Because no one... The perception you get immediately when someone says George Zimmerman in your head, because of what we've seen, is George Zimmerman. You think of that guy that we've seen in the mugshot and his pictures now in court and everything. You don't think of instantly an 8-year-old George Zimmerman. So when they say George Zimmerman molests 6-year-old cousin, you picture that guy, unless you're told different.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can we get a picture? No, but about the Miami Herald story, can we get we should put them up on the Facebook page immediately,
yes.
Back to, side by side.
That exactly what you had up there.
But can you get them from the actual paper? Let's put them on the Facebook page so people can see and send people there. Look at these side by side, the same fucking company.
Yeah.
They edit one editor makes a decision to edit that out of somebody else's story.
Unbelievable.
That is,
it's
wow.
That's where we are.
And it's not surprising. What's surprising is to catch them doing it. Because you always, you always think these things and you think you're crazy and paranoid for feeling this way.
Well,
they're terrible.
Interestingly enough, I've not heard one person mention this yet. No one's even talking about this yet.
They're not gonna.
As far as how the news is twisting the story around. Mm-hmm. Usually someone mentions it, though. There's, some conservative fucking blog will do it.
Well, I'm sure they'll
No one's mentioned this yet.
Are they going to talk about this on the news programs today? We'll see
on
how
Fox
they handle it.
Yeah.
We'll see how they handle it.
Yeah, Hannity will fucking go after these
We'll
guys.
see if they, mention the ages and stuff. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds like you had a busy night.
I had such a busy little night doing that. It was terrible. I do it all the time. It's what I live for.
You love it.
Arguing.
You love it. It's a hobby.
I love it. It's like,
Is it a hobby, you think?
Twitter for me is usually a nice, fun little thing. Just put some funnies in there. But occasionally I do like to take the reins and educate.
I think your hobbies are drones.
Yes.
And racism.
Right now, yes. That's it. And droning on about racism.
And then, right.
I do enjoy a good Colin Quinn string, though.
Yeah.
On that. He's fucking great.
Yeah. Hey, I just hacked Colin's Twitter, and he's appearing here. Colin is too self-effacing to promote his genius, but Colin wrote it.
Oh, did he?
I don't know if he did, though.
People block
I'm not really
him.
sure.
You were funny once. They'll bash the shit out of him. When he was talking about Breaking Bad and how he doesn't like it because it glorifies drugs. And people believe him.
Yeah.
They believe the tweets. You're an idiot. It's a great show. It's like, I don't think much. He's just playing the Malcolm in the Middle dad character.
Or the goatee, right?
Yeah.
Or the mustache.
He's fucking...
Goatee
Colin
this
is
season.
Great. Goatee.
Goatee this
he goes
season.
the goatee.
I saw a goatee.
You got
what happened to the sad mustache?
Well, he's not that guy anymore.
I understand that.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Man with world's largest willy and security scare at airport. People tweet me.
They thought it was
shit.
They thought his dick was a weapon.
I guess so.
Yeah, that happened to me.
Well endowed Jonah Falcon, might as well read it. It's here. From New York, was stopped at San Francisco International Airport by eagle-eyed officials. He was extensively frisked and had white powder sprinkled on his pants to check for traces of explosives.
Explosive.
After a very noticeable bulge.
Nice.
In his clothing was interpreted as a potential biological threat.
A biological threat? It could be. Spraying that seed all over.
Mr. Falcon had was previously featured in an HBO documentary about the size of his manhood, which measures 9 inches limp and 13.5 inches when aroused.
Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon.
Wow.
He said
Falcon rules.
He said, I had my stuff strapped to the left. I wasn't erect at the time.
Back and to the left.
One of the guards asked if my pockets were empty, and I said yes. I said it's my dick. This is a great article, man. He gave me a pat down, but made sure to go around my penis with his hands.
9 inches limp.
They even put some powder on my pants, probably a test for explosives. I found it amusing. Another guard stopped me and asked if I had some sort of growth.
Yes. Watch it grow. Ooh, boner.
He aroused suspicions on his way to New York. He said, I'm just going to wear bike shorts from now on. That way they'll know. You'd think they would have experience with hung guys before, but I guess not.
Oh, you braggart. Everybody's got 9 limp.
Dude, when you're on a documentary about your dick, that's why he's not mad. What guy is mad because your cock is so big it's seen as a threat to the Pentagon?
Homeland Security knows about your dick.
Do you know how many times I've tried to point at my cock in line at the airport, hoping that somebody would think it's a weapon, but they don't?
He became famous in 1999 due to the size of his willy. Now, is this the guy we had on the show?
I don't know. Remember
Black
him?
or white? I mean, it's a stupid
No,
question.
it's a white guy, and
Remember
at
that
NEW... We had a guy, but I think that guy was even more than 13 inches. Well, you got to go limp, right? Because he didn't get
tugging on it all the time.
We had a guy come in to our WNEW show in bike shorts.
Yeah.
He had the longest fucking dick ever. And remember,
the top of his knee.
Remember, we brought the girls in, and they were just out of their minds.
They were giggling.
They were laughing at the guy,
chuckling and
he takes it very seriously. He got really pissed off. He was not fun. at all.
Yeah.
You'd think if you had a big dick, you'd have a little fun with it.
I do.
He was kind of bummed
Asshole.
out that people were giggling at him.
Well.
Can you find that picture, E-Rock, or somebody out there has to have it? It was definitely posted.
What's
was
this guy
all
look like,
angry.
Travis? Jonah, what's his name?
He's just a white guy.
No, this guy Jonah, is he the guy? Is he a white dude?
Yeah. He's a white guy. I'm trying to think if it's the same guy. Because that's about the time we had that guy.
Oh, man, it is him.
Is it him?
That's him.
That's the same guy?
That's him. Yep. That's the guy.
If you could find the time he was in
9 soft.
NEW, I remember he had white bicycle
He
shorts
was wearing
on.
bicycle shorts, and he got in trouble walking around on the streets.
Right.
They told him to cover up.
And the women were
had-
howling.
His fucking big dick through
How
his
can
pants.
they? But you know what? That's a really weird line. Like, you can't say one citizen can wear something another citizen can't because his dick is big.
Citizen,
I don't think he was arrested or anything.
put away your dick.
They were
They
just
told
like-
him to.
Look at this. Yeah, that's the guy.
What a tool.
That's the
what
guy.
what a huge tool.
But look at his fucking.
That's the guy.
Look, I'm looking. I can't stop looking at his face. What a fat head.
He is really a big fat lunkhead.
That's definitely the guy.
That's him.
He didn't really have fun with it when he was on our
Of course,
show.
it was San Francisco because they probably knew it wasn't. They probably wanted to go over and just poke
Oh
it.
yeah, poke it, put their mouths on it.
He straps it or no?
No, he just puts it down his pant leg.
Well, Call of Booty O&A, thank you for that.
Call of booty.
Call of Booty helping us out with that.
My
article.
manager
New
getting
one.
stopped with his giant dick.
His big dick or balls. We're
Yeah.
not quite sure.
And we definitely know this guy. I would
Yeah,
love to see the
that's
NEW pictures if we could find
Yeah,
it.
it's
Someone
him.
out there has them. They were definitely posted on Foundry Music at the time. Foundry Music.
Yeah. Yes.
By the way, the fund for Steve has been set up.
Oh, good.
Thank you, E-Rock. E-Rock worked very hard on this. Or other people, too? Or E-Rock? It was E-Rock.
Wow,
Okay.
the E-Rock commemorative
Steve Carlisi
Steve Carlisi fund.
to donate to Steve's family. Steve left behind a 2-year-old, a wife, and a stepdaughter who's 16 or 17, I believe. We got all the info on our Facebook page. Yes. But basically, it's tinyurl.com/Steve C Fund. That's pretty easy to remember. We all know tiny URLs at this point. tinyurl.com/Steve C Fund. Also, because MJ really wants a record of what people thought of Steve for her son, Xander. Send your thoughts and stories about Steve to his family. These will be saved and given to his son. Remember stevec@gmail.com. All this is on our Facebook page. Yes.
E-Rock, send me. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Send me the link. You Twitter me that link. Mention me, and I'll retweet it.
Yeah, we're all going to tweet this as well.
Of course, yeah.
On Facebook, we're Opie and Anthony, one word, and all that info is up there. So, and I heard from people like, is there anything else I could do? Because I'm dirt poor. Just saying that was cool enough. Don't. There's enough people in our community that have a few bucks that they could, help out Steve's family. Just the thought that you wanted to help is good enough for me, man. One guy was like, "I'll do anything, but I don't have any money." It's like, just you saying that is good enough for me.
Go steal some money. Get it from Steve's family. Go hit an old lady with a wrench.
And you don't have to give a fuckload. Even $5 is like,
exactly.
I understand $5 is, what? Pack of cigarettes?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Maybe a cup of coffee. Half a pack of cigarettes?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
You want to tease for the next break?
Are we breaking already?
No, but I'm just.
We can.
It's not going to be this break.
I don't give a fuck.
What do we got?
I have the Glenn Beck audio.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, let's break before that.
Oh, me. Anytime I say "oh" now, I just
hi,
think
sir.
"oh."
Have we met? Yes. Oh, okay. Chip at Comic-Con Day 2. We haven't even gotten through Day 1.
You did a lot.
All right.
I'm very busy. I work very hard.
Hard on.
Jim and the Celebrities at
shit.
Comic-Con. Nice. That's going to be part of the special this weekend?
Yeah.
And we got to get to the Louis C.K. audio. I have not heard this, but I
haven't
want
yet either.
I want to thank the Twitterverse for turning me on to this, saying Louis did a great job with the whole Daniel Tosh thing on the Daily Show, and we got the audio of that too. So
Dark Knight Rises today.
I know,
We're
I
seeing that
can't
today?
wait.
Yes, motherfucker.
Which one are you going to?
I'm going to the Dark Knight movie.
What time though?
I'm going 2.
I'm going at the 2 o'clock.
I guess
going
I'll go there
showing.
too.
The 2 o'clock showing, because you know what? Better to be in an air-conditioned movie theater. The heat's going to be just stifling. I think it's going to be.
I'm going to the Dark Knight. I'm gonna yell, "What is it? A dark day too?" Fucking place to go nuts.
They will. That's what they're, throwing you out.
Yeah, Batman. I'm going to say, what do you work for the Yankees or something?
Are they going to pull that phone shit again? Where they fucking take your phone away?
I don't know. That would be a lot of phones because this is in like the actual IMAX theater.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Jonah fucking whatever his name is walk my phone in behind his cock. That'd be great. I bet all his friends, he's got 6 phones behind his big limp dick.
I don't think so.
I would love to be stopped in security because of my penis. Just once. I want someone to think my penis is dangerous for other reasons than it actually is.
You want a dangerous penis?
Yeah, not just because it's a dispenser of unpleasant things.
Jesus.
It's a fucking cone-shaped petri dish.
It's a dirty bomb. You find the pictures of that guy from WNEW?
No, I'm gonna look during the break. I was
one of the super fans. I know you got the picture. Send them
super fans.
Because I want to see him in his dumb white shorts again. We fucking just openly laughed at the guy, so maybe it was our problem. He
was a dick, no pun.
He wasn't fun.
He was.
We brought all the sales girls. Remember, we can't even do that bit today.
Giggling. Oh no,
that was a throwaway thing. Like, hey, we got a guy with a big dick. We don't really give a fuck except for it's a sideshow thing, obviously.
Yeah.
But let's get some girls down here. So we put the word out. Walking the halls, it might have been Stinky going, all right, who wants to see a big dick? It's going to go down on the O&A show today. And we had a studio filled with women, and then the guy kind of just, I don't even know if he pulled it out. I have no idea. I don't remember.
No, I don't think
he did either.
Oh, he did it at some point, but not in front of the girls, I don't think.
I don't know if he did.
I know he was. No, I remember him grabbing it and tugging it.
But maybe he was doing that through the bicycle shorts.
No, he was doing it.
And then the girls were laughing their balls off, and they went back to their jobs, and no one fucking went to HR or any of that shit. Yeah. I guarantee we wouldn't be able to do that today. Even that. Even if the guy keeps the dumb thing in his fucking bicycle shorts.
Yeah. Jesus.
Bicycle shorts don't look good on anyone, man.
No, especially with a
dumb look.
Fucking billy club in your pants.
I love my fucking bike shorts.
You wear bike shorts? I never wear.
I don't wear them anywhere.
And I bike a lot,
but I want to. I don't have the guts to.
Yeah. All right, lots to do. Stay there.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, some 38 minutes ago.
So I guess Kennedy died today?
What?
We all know that's November. What? Did the movie come out today? 25 years ago?
Just looking at the prep sheet, I think I know what he's going for, and it's...
Is it? Walter Cronkite died?
Oh, wow.
3 years ago at the age of 92. I got it.
It's the most famous news piece.
Yeah?
Is it still the most famous news piece, you think?
Yeah, it's pretty famous.
Pretty famous.
I was trying to think of something to bash him on, but
pretty famous.
It's pretty goddamn famous.
Yeah, it's pretty famous.
My bladed red gentleman.
The OJ verdict, pretty famous.
Pretty famous. 9/11?
Pretty famous, but a lot of media out that day.
True, yeah, there's no one...
Right.
Yeah, that was
like with the OJ
it.
thing, everyone had to shut their fucking yaps and listen. That's why that's pretty famous.
I remember we stopped high school. Like, everybody watched that. Like, and that's the only time that I can remember, like, everybody just, focusing on the same thing. It was that big.
I was a senior at...
the OJ verdict.
I was a senior at SUNY Geneseo, and classes...
Really?
Classes stopped.
Well, that makes sense, because I was like a junior in high school.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. I was a senior.
No.
Senior at SUNY Geneseo.
Bunch of bullshit.
In Dr. Green's class, and it was a media class, so it was perfect, and we all just sat there and watched.
Dr. Green.
Yeah. With the envious?
Green with envy all the time.
We got the Voss audio.
I want to hear
from the
this.
Glenn Beck program. Glenn Beck making a fucking lot of money.
Yeah, apparently.
But wait, is this the $100 million deal he got, or has he not started that yet?
Iraq?
I don't think he started that yet. I think that his contract's running out soon, and then that new one kicks in.
But then what is this whole network thing he does? This is a little side thing?
No, this is... if he's still syndicated with Premiere.
So he's syndicated with
That's just a
Premiere,
new
then he does
contract.
something else where you have to...
He does his own TV show.
He has his own online TV network.
So was this on his online TV show?
I believe this was on his radio show.
Oh, so then this audio was easy to get?
Well, it was easy for us.
No,
to
a lot of talk show hosts now you have to buy their audio in order to get their shows.
Right. So he does a radio show, and then he does a TV show, and that's what you have to pay for.
Yeah.
Wow, he's fucking rich.
I want to hear this now.
For a long time, they were, Opie and Anthony.
What was that?
Well, that always is bad.
What is that?
Why is it like clipping?
It's clippy.
I think it's called
It's like
yeah.
It's like it's noise gated too high.
Is that going to fuck up the whole clip?
I can reburn it for you.
Let me see.
I burned what our guy.
For a
gave
long
us.
time, they were a show in New York that would put people having sex on.
Did a lot of things.
Yeah, they did a lot of things.
That was one of them.
Thank you for saying that was just one of them.
All right.
Glenn Beck. Let's go back to your early days of radio, where you were a morning zoo guy. You want to play the commercial for everybody?
He was a zoo guy.
Where there were chickens falling from the studio ceiling, and you had wacky horns and all sorts of crap.
Everyone has to start somewhere.
That's right. We all have a past.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let him slide on that.
But he didn't. He said
Even-
other things.
No, the other guy had to say the other things. See, here you go. Start this over.
Wow, that's
Start
good.
this over.
Wow.
Morning Zookeepers, Glenn Beck and Tim Hattrick.
We told our bosses right up front, we don't need gimmicks to sell the new Y95.
We've got a better mix of music. Great DJs who don't yak too much.
Plenty of easy contests for you to win lots of free money.
And more continuous
Money
music.
falling from the sky, balloons,
Glenn and Tim.
Y95 airborne traffic
And
report.
special zoo guests.
Yeah,
an
you
actual
never know
monkey
who-
in the
Hey, with
studio.
hold on to offer on the new Y95, who needs gimmicks?
The new Y95 means music and very few gimmicks.
All right, so
That's actually not a bad commercial because they're mocking that stuff.
They are,
You know
but
what?
they're doing it.
there, they
I
are
don't know.
doing it. So shut your mouth, Glenn Beck.
He looked pretty funny.
Shut your mouth. You have a past too, sir.
That's gonna get back to him now. It's
I don't
like,
give a
He was
fuck.
telling him to shut your mouth.
All right. Then maybe
That's how shit like because
How
you
about
know
we
when
start a
people-
radio war?
You know when people say that to us, it's like, dude, this guy was fucking bashing you, and then you listen and go, oh, he wasn't bashing us at all.
You know, I mean, we did what we did, and he was a wacky morning zoo guy.
I wonder what his partner's doing now.
I think we try to find him, or we try to find out.
Do you think he's
and
as
no one
successful
knows.
as Glenn Beck?
Nah, no one knows. Maybe if someone knows who
Tim Hattrick.
Hattrick is. All right.
And,
Did a lot of things.
yeah, they did a lot of things.
That was one of them.
But you know what? Lately, they've been making an awful lot of good points.
All right.
And here they are with, what's the name of this comedian?
Rich Voss.
Rich,
I can't even.
I
can't do this. I can't do this. Just hear that name.
Boy.
Look, and then Rich gets upset, and I'm going to have to deal with a phone call later.
Wow.
Let's just start by going, Rich, you're dumb.
But
Yeah.
Rich does great radio for us, and he's a very, very funny comic. He really is.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. This isn't going to be
boy.
good.
Rich Voss.
Rich Voss. Talking about Obamacare, audio you need to hear.
Here's what I wanted to ask
Yes.
you, and this is serious because
right.
I'm a little to the right, some to the left on some issues. I pay $20,000 a year in health insurance. I pay $20,000.
That's about right.
Why is it bad? Why should we not have health care? I don't understand the
You're
good
still
and
going
bad
to pay
points.
$20,000. Doesn't matter. You're still going to pay it.
How am I going to pay $20,000
Because
on?
this isn't giving people health care. It's making people get health care.
And on
this isn't giving people free health care, this whole fucking thing. Everybody's under the impression that this Obama thing is giving people health care. It's not. It's making it that you now have to get health care. Thank you.
Well, then they're saying that then the insurance companies have to drop their prices.
Do they?
They're not going to drop their
If
prices.
they regulate it.
If? When?
So, well, then how is the whole country being tricked thinking they're getting free health care?
I think a lot of people think this Obamacare thing means free health care, and it doesn't. They don't know. People are dumb motherfuckers. And when they hear shit like this, Obama wants to give every American health care insurance. It's like, no. He wants us all to have health care insurance. And if you don't, then the IRS is going to come knocking at your door for your fucking tax money.
A lot of people were yelling on Twitter after that, Ant, saying it's not the IRS.
They're full of shit. It is the IRS.
I just want to bring it up, though.
The
There's more
IRS is
than a
in
few.
charge of collecting these penalties / taxes.
Yeah.
The IRS is buried so deep in this Obamacare thing that they shouldn't be. The Internal Revenue Service has no business being in your healthcare business.
Okay, but you're saying, okay, so I guess I am ignorant. So you're saying...
I curse a lot. I don't realize until there's beeps in it.
Right.
I don't realize, and then I hear all the beeps, and I'm like, wow, I really do. I curse a lot.
It's just casual conversation. That's how people talk. You don't even think of it.
Right.
In your healthcare business.
Okay, but you're saying... Okay, so I guess I am ignorant. So you're saying that no one's getting free health care out of this? No.
You're right, genius.
Yeah, this guy is just dumb as a box of rocks.
So, okay, all right, then. So you're saying over there
this is really what.
Yeah,
this is what's going to happen to the rest of the country too. The rest of the country's like, then you say, wait now, Barack. No, wait. You got free health care. Okay, I paid $20,000 for health care. Okay, so I'm obviously making some cash over here. So I made $20,000 a year in health care. Okay, I want the free stuff. I want free stuff.
Yeah, so I'm ready for my free health care over here, Barack.
I'm not going to even ask who's paying for the free health care.
I don't care, just so it's not me.
Yeah,
it ain't me.
It ain't me. I'm not paying for it. I'll tell you that right now. I ain't paying for it. You know, you got the insurance company's got to lower the price. So you got
like
that.
They already haven't. Oh, wait.
They gotta lower the prices. So it's like the dairy farmers. If I say I want everybody to have free milk, okay, then that means they gotta lower the price of the milk, and they're just gonna find the way to feed the cows and keep them warm and then ship them out to me because I want my free milk.
That's an honest moment there, though. I mean,
stupid.
It is, but how many? These are the people canceling out your votes.
These
America.
are the people. Play the Harry Truman thing. These are the people that actually buy into things like this from Barack Obama.
Wow. That's bravo to going back. That's really funny.
Oh man.
Even if you don't agree with what Glenn Beck has to say, that's funny.
Oh, that was goddamn funny.
It's a great take on Rich Voss.
It does exactly what we do.
Here's the thing. They didn't pick up on here's the thing, I guess.
The great thing
is the thing.
He only needed a minute of Rich Voss to be able to just go off on Rich.
Well, no, here's the thing.
And then people were trying to tell Rich, that Glenn Beck was talking about him, and he couldn't wrap his head around the concept.
Yeah, that's when he tweeted. He tweeted.
I got to find the tweet. He just didn't understand.
He tweeted, "What are you saying?"
Yeah, what are you talking about?
And I dubbed it one of the most ironic tweets ever.
Oh, there you go. He just writes, "What are you talking?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?" And the guy his tweet was simple. I think I could find it was. Eat at Bobo's. Oh, that's wonderful. Eat at Bobo's wrote to Rich, this morning, Beck was playing you talking about Obamacare. Trash Rich for being so stupid for about 20 minutes. And then Rich goes, what are you talking about?
That's what he's talking about.
That's exactly what he's talking about.
He just read. You're a dummy.
And then, wow, Glenn Beck is playing clips of the show and killing Voss. And Voss, what are you talking about?
That was pretty good.
There's more.
Oh, great.
I just figured we'd take a little breather.
Nice.
I hope there's no more fun poking at Rich. He made a valid point about health care.
A little breather.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I do love that your reaction was, whether you agree or disagree with Glenn Beck, he has a great take on Voss.
You weren't supposed to pick up on that. We're getting Jocktobered. Steve L73 is telling me. We're getting Jocktobered. They're using our own bid against us.
They are Jocktobering.
Things like this.
Harry Truman said the buck stops with you.
What?
First of all, he started to say the bus stops.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
Yes,
the bus stops here.
The bus stops here over there.
Bus stops here for my house and my treatment center. The bus stops next stop for my treatment center.
Oh, jeez.
The buck stops with you.
The buck stops here.
That's the guy who's like, I want my free health care because the buck stops with you.
And I'm putting the George Bush over there
That's
right now.
right.
It stops with you, George Bush over there.
I saw the Harry Truman show, okay? I don't remember that part, but he said the buck stops with you.
It was a guy who was trapped in the bubble over there, and they were watching him his whole life over there.
And that was wrong.
I seen that.
And that's what the Republicans want to do to you. They don't want you to have health care, and they're going to trap poor Harry Truman in that bubble and show his life for entertainment.
Never be able to leave your hometown. You like that?
You know why? Because he's sick. I saw him with John Travolta. I saw him in that bubble. They were watching him the whole time because he's sick. And the Republicans want you to be sick, and then they put him in a show. Poor Harry Truman. Alone. Let me tell you something. He was right. The buck stops with you.
Don't you want to be able to talk to your idiot friend like that, though?
Yes.
So when
I do talk to my idiot friends like that.
You just want to unleash on them. And you feel like at times the only way to reach somebody like that who's gone through 3 years of debate on this bill. There's been 3 years of nonstop news coverage, and he still thinks he's getting free health care.
Are you telling me that you haven't unleashed on your stupid friends?
You just want to. Well, you have to.
Yeah, I have. Have you unleashed on your stupid friend yet? No, I don't remember you doing it to me. So, no, have you unleashed on a stupid? Because I have, and it always starts the same way. Somebody will say something to me, and all I do is I take my glasses. And I first put this has happened to me like 3 times. I've just gone when I put my hand over my mouth, and then my hand goes up to my eyes, and I rub my eyes for a minute, and my wife will say, "You don't want to have this conversation with him." And then I look at my wife and say, "No, I need to have this conversation." What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Where have you been, you dope? So wait a minute. So it's
all right. He's losing me a little bit.
Well, I like the
that's where we have to come in.
Got to get off on the Rich Voss part.
Now we got to pump this up a little bit.
The best part of this whole thing is that Voss wants nothing more than for someone like Glenn Beck or Hannity.
Oh, right.
To quote him and think he's smart.
Yeah. Now, this gentleman brings up a good point. What's his name? Rich Voss?
Rich Voss. Yes.
He brings up a great point about health care.
Here's
Rich
the thing.
Desperately wants one of these guys.
You are so right.
To go, good point, Rich. Well said. The only time Glenn Beck ever mentions him is to mock him and call him borderline retarded.
Yeah.
Like we do on this show.
Yes. Exactly like we do.
I'm hoping he goes back to it.
Not what I'm hearing on TV. Oh, no.
Oh man.
Listen to my wife. You do not want to have this conversation.
Yeah, I had that conversation with my sister and brother-in-law about 2 years ago.
We voted for Barack Obama.
I was like, oh, wait, what?
Okay, we went through this in the 90s with Clinton. You found out you were wrong then, so you voted for Bush twice, and then you vote for Barack Obama, a communist?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, we thought he was just for the little guy.
Oh, I could. I mean, God help you if you happen to be sitting at a table with me and there's a fork at the table and you say things like this to me.
I'm going
to stab you right in the eye. I am. Get away from me. Get away from my table. Get away. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't want to see you. Get away. I chase people out of restaurants with a fork. Get away. Get out of the restaurant.
And sometimes you feel like, well, probably the better way to handle this is to come up with a reason to argument.
I mean, we could have edited this a little bit.
No.
And keep it on.
But Beck raises a good point because Romney is for the little guy.
You.
Stupid
And I don't really want to go deep because as soon as you start talking to me about deep stuff,
I'm editing on the fly.
$20,000 back and still have a great health care over there.
Might be back to it over here. Let's take a look over here.
disinterested in about 45 seconds in this conversation. So I just really wanted to kind of sponge off of you and not really know it myself. Get out! Give me a fork, honey. Get out!
Well, the thing is over there, Glenn, I'm paying $20,000 a year for my health care, and I don't want to do that no more. So what's the problem? What's the problem with getting that $20,000 back and still having great health care over there?
Let me tell you something, okay? I want to have my cake and I want to eat it too. I want to have frosting all over my face. I want to have cake in my belly, and I want to be all fat and happy, and I want to have cake in front of me too. Okay, that's all I want. That's all I'm asking for. All I'm asking for is free, universal. Cure me of cancer. Go ahead and come up with all this great research for brain cancer and everything else. I want all of that. I want all of that, and I want it all for free.
Yeah.
Because I'm not even paying taxes. Well, and I still believe I'm owed free stuff.
Yeah, the funny thing, too, is this guy's a successful comedian. He's going to probably pay the exact same thing he's paying now, plus all the taxes, because he's going to be paying the bill for everybody else, too.
Right. Yeah, well, and that's what he doesn't know. Well, who's paying for that, Rich?
You.
Well, I don't know. The Obama ferry. I don't know.
How do people not ask that question when it comes for free? Tell me the thing that is free. Who pays? Somebody pays. Well, it's going to be Exxon. Time they start paying their fair share. Oh, okay. All right. So then what do they do for money? Well, they got enough. Do you know that they make they have a smaller profit margin than Apple?
No, it's not even close.
Not even close. Not even close.
They pay more in taxes by themselves than a large percentage of the population.
For one
That's
second?
right. They can.
All right. Really? Fucking Exxon's taking a beating?
Well, they do have an agenda.
And again, I'm listening to this, and I understand it's about teasing Voss and not debating Beck on health care. But, all right, it gets to be a little bit. It's like, do you have to fucking toe the line that completely?
Well, it's the only way that the other side is counteracted.
Yeah, I understand.
I
don't like any of them doing it. It's just, come on.
It's not even close.
Not even close. Not even close.
They pay more in taxes by themselves than a large percentage of the population.
That's right. They can still pay more, and they won't even notice it gone, huh? And if they have out of business, well, they're bad for us anyway. By the way, have you seen the prices of gas? This is an outrage. We got to hit those car companies and those oil companies, because this is an outrage. You know what? I think we should. Barack Obama is promising me $1 gallon gas. All right, $1 a gallon. I want the $1 a gallon gas, and I want the free health insurance. And if you've seen the price of houses, you can't trust these damn banks. I should have a free house.
And you know how you get $1 a gallon over there? You tax ExxonMobil more money. That's what you do.
You want free houses? I'll tell you how to get free houses. You take the money away from Citibank. That's what you do. You take it away from Citibank and ExxonMobil. We got free houses. We have free gasoline, and then you get those insurance companies and you screw them into the ground. And then we have free health care. It's all free. And by the way, I only want to work a 20-hour work week. And when I say work, I mean show up. Sometimes.
It's genius.
Oh, yeah. Think about
that is what it is.
The entire green thing is based exactly on his attitude there, which is like, I don't see why we wouldn't want, solar energy. And you're like, all right,
I love that.
Why wouldn't we want energy from the sun for free? And you're like, well,
it's so true, man.
It's like, that's how he wins. That's what you have to overcome.
Wind, nobody has to pay for the wind over there. It just blows, right? Nobody's paying for that. You put up a windmill and all of a sudden you got power. What?
I don't know why we this.
But that's the argument people made about the war. We're going to have to pay for it. He's making the same argument that liberals made about the fucking war.
They say the moon is made of cheese. Why don't we just go?
Why don't we just go to the moon and get cheese?
That's kind of the same argument, though. They're all, and I mean all of them. These pundits are such.
Well, it started out as fun.
It is
beating
funny.
up Rich Voss.
That is hilarious.
That makes us smile every time.
Poor Rich.
Then they went into their
Rich.
agenda, obviously. They're doing their thing, but I wish they would have kept on the Voss thing a little more.
They beat him pretty good, though. Hey, over
the
there.
beginning of that's great.